Hey everyone, how is everyone doing? Excuse me, let me adjust the table here. On this Monday night, actually, February 3rd, 2025, I'm doing my podcast. Monday nights, I'm usually out, as you know, during football season. I was for most Monday nights. This time, obviously, no football except for Super Bowl next are coming Sunday, and then football is over, and then the rest of the February is boring. Still cold, although not as cold as, let's say, last week. So, are the gods of the weather going to give us a break? I hope so. Regardless, I'm gone. I'm out of the country February 12th until probably 3 weeks. All right. And, I woke up early this morning, because I just have that sleeplessness and anxiety as I do. And then I was looking up some exercise for sciatica because after the injection I haven't been back to the physical therapy yet. I want to give it another week maybe, or after I come back, then I'll go back to therapy. Physical therapy, chiro, decompression and all that. So early morning, I woke up and then I was looking up on YouTube some YouTube videos about the L5S1. I have the fucking L5, L4, and L5S1, right? Without turning my podcast into sciatica rant, I looked at this video where specifically for L5S1, there are certain exercises. I came back home, and I did feel those. And I'm going to try to do that every day, while, let's say, I'm with my wife, I'm away, right? Keep us in your prayers, and keep your well wishes as you always do. And I appreciate every one of you, being there. And I am just what the hell I was saying. Sorry, I just lost the chain of thought. All right, so I did those, and then I was also looking up something else because this physical therapist slash doctor, I think, he was talking about how lower disc problems, spinal, can also be due to deficiency of copper deficiency, and that can uh, result from like malnutrition and malabsorption of the stomach, right, nutrients. And I was thinking, oh, maybe that's the fucking case with me, because my stomach has always been a problem. Weak. It's not really good at like fucking absorbing nutrients, I think. uh, I mean, I take vitamins, B12, and not B12. I take the Super B complex, Super B complex, which has also vitamin C. It has thiamine. It has even biotin, you know, and all of that, right? But copper, obviously, is something that I have to get as a supplement. So I was trying to find the fucking copper, supplement at CVS and even at Whole Foods, and I couldn't find it. You can get copper. So I was looking up after I watched that video about what he was suggesting about copper deficiency that affects the discs. So if that's the case, then if you take two milligrams of copper every day, then they should be good enough for you. And I couldn't find that. And then, I was looking up the best food source for copper is beef liver. So I was at Whole Foods. I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just get some beef liver and I'll make it at home? And that's what I did. So I got copper in my body, all right, through beef liver. It's old age and it's probably also that. And then my like bad golf swings, and also the fact that I'm very skinny. I don't have a lot of muscle, so that probably also didn't help me. Um, but sometimes I feel like the injection hasn't really helped, because I really want to get back to golf course this season, because I just playing golf, and that's the only hobby when it comes to sports I have. Except, yeah, sometimes I go out and play pool, right? But that's really not as sort of a therapy, which is what I consider golf as, being on the turf, and then and you're hitting the balls, and it's also fun. And then I was just telling my wife that she called me as she does. She wakes up in the morning, and and she likes she used to be a sportswoman when all through college, right? I mean, she when she comes here, she can play whatever she wants. She probably will run or she'll get on the treadmill. But I do want to get back on the golf course, and really, like, without having that cricket swing and then just like dancing my full fucking body. That's how I was getting like 120, 150 yards, right? Sometime, you know. This time I had to take it easy, not be too fucking like, what do you call, excited. I mean, I get excited, but play it nicely. Maybe I'll also take some lessons because I never took lessons, all these 2, 3 years I've been playing. In any case, so uh, hopefully, again, once again, by the time I'm coming back, we will hopefully have some definite answer about my wife's case. And um, we are actually making some plans to go somewhere else, some nice, someplace nicer, warmer, maybe, while we have this opportunity. Because once she comes here, then we'll be busy. She'll be busy, helping me with my business, as well as obviously she'll be, pursuing her own career, which is, public health and all that, right? But um, as I mean, as much as I want to be with her and she wants to be with me, if I'm not here, my billing actually and all that suffers. And I have got so much fucking work right now, you know. And I've been asking around people to send me resumes, etc., etc., because I need to hire maybe one more intern, and and I'm also sponsoring through H1B. So let's see what happens. It's good to be busy than not be busy, but then you want to make sure that you give deliverables to your clients on time, then you bill them on time, then you get collect your money on time because I have to pay the fucking rent, I have to pay my employees, through the payroll, pay myself, etc., etc. Right. So, um, having said that, I miss her. She misses me. We have to be together regardless of what happens. With her case, with the immigration. Once again, hopefully, we will have a definite answer soon. And I was just, I was just actually listening to what's his name's podcast, Bart Kreischer, right? And Tom Segura. They do their own podcast, right? Weekly, just like I do. And so they had, who they had on. Bart was talking to this musician, Travis Baker. Travis Baker, actually, he is like he's a famous drummer. I think he started his own band. What was it? Blink 182. What the hell it is? I mean, I don't even know his music, but I'm pretty sure I've heard his music. But I mean, the band's music. And they were talking about how he went through some real fucking shit in his life. Oh my fucking god! They were on a private jet. He was trying to take off, and then it burst into flames, and how he caught fire. And I'm like, holy shit, you know. And I mean, he's a famous musician, successful, right? And but when I listened to his story, and then I was thinking about my own issue with sciatica. I mean, I never got into. Luckily, thank God, the universe, whatever you believe in. I was thinking about like my sciatica, because I've been obviously this whole thing is, always on my mind. You are always on my mind. Whose song is that? And I was like, you somehow I just sort of like I said, listen, man. Yeah, sciatica is not fun. I fucking hate sciatica. Fuck sciatica. Even though, I have the injection, but I still have the fucking pain. I don't know if I have to do surgery, whatever. But, I was just trying to compare my, like, what happened to me with his, how he was talking about how he got the fucking burns and somehow he fell onto the, what do you call it, the fuel tank or something. And then he got, the whole fucking thing is so fucking, you know, bad. I mean, the way he had to basically get out of that fucking flame and, after that plane crash and then that story, oh my fucking God, And I think he covered like most of his burns with tattoos. And I could, you can see it. And then I'm thinking, maybe I should be a little more grateful about my fucking life, and focus on things that I need to focus on instead of being depressed about sciatica and not, having my wife over here. Yeah, I mean, these are real issues, but people go through some real shit in their lives and they have to get out of it, the PTSD I can imagine this guy gets, like getting on another plane even after 15 years after, oh shit, something's going to happen to this fucking plane. And people's stories, man, oh my fucking God, it's just like, again, without exaggerating or diminishing my own fucking pain and all that, it's just that I think we all have to like think by stepping back for a second, and then just be a little more grateful with what we have. Yeah, I went through some real shit in my life through COVID, and just depression and all that, and just like losing. I mean, like not being able to pay three rents, two offices, my apartment, and just the whole jazz. I don't want to go through it again. But then I'm still alive because and my business, even though I had to pay the government loan back, the COVID loan. Hopefully, I'm thinking that the government gives us a fucking break now that we have Trump. Hopefully, he can give us some fucking break. But what the hell? I mean, I don't want to sound too fucking cheesy and like, but I think all of us have to just like step back and just look at our lives and yeah, I mean, none of us lives a perfect life. There's no such a thing as perfection, you know, unless you are some other fucking being who has gone through this 10 times, this kind of life, and he or she has mastered it, and then they live a perfect life. I don't know how the fuck do that or they can't do that. It's impossible. All right. So I guess the bottom line is that I have to learn to do that more often than I think anybody else. And I get it. My wife sometimes says that, man, you should just take it easy, because I question myself. Yeah, I mean, I've lived a lonely life most of the time because of, like the dating scene here is just like fucking not good. Even, it's not only me, but I have friends and other people who are, it's just not easy, especially when you're getting older. And 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 if you don't have that balance in life, again, I have to step back one more time and just say to myself, yeah, man, you don't have that balance of life. But then in this imbalanced life you're living without your wife, what can you do to not overdo one thing and then not do other things that I mean, what things? I mean, there's nothing. I mean, there's no sports you can play. Although, I mean, because of the weather, and I can't play any sports anyways because of the fucking sciatica. I mean, golf is my sport, right? So I have another friend actually. He plays like badminton and all that. He's like, oh my fucking god, he's into that like every fucking day. I was talking to him the other day. He came out and uh, and I told him, hey man, listen, let's go to that indoor sports place in Hoboken. They have a golf simulator. Maybe I should just try to go to the golf simulator to see what I feel when I swing. Without having those fucking violent swings, right? Before I get on the fucking golf course, right? Before this beginning of the season, sir. And well, I don't have a lot of time now. Maybe after I come back, we'll go there to the indoor, because they have the golf simulator, right? And they also have pool tables. They have ping pong, right? Ping pong. But it's a small place. It's not like they have basketball courts and all that. I mean, ping pong. Yeah, I could play probably. Hopefully, I used to play ping pong a little bit. I mean, I was not really good, but I'm okay. I mean, I can play it, right? And I played there like a few times last year during winter before sciatica. I what do you call? I played simulator on the simulator, right? Although a simulator, I don't like simulator, but then what can you do, right? So life here up in Northeast in winters is, if you are into outdoors and all that, life up here is just limited. And then the fucking like weather, like 2 months of like misery of 20 degrees, 30 degrees below zero temperatures. Um, Although yesterday, what I did was that I went to bagel shop in Hoboken, got my eggs and bagel and coffee, and then I drove up to up Palisades towards Rockefeller Point, right? And I just sat there, not even sat there. I just looked at Hudson River and Manhattan and fucking New York from the other side of Hudson, right? It was still fucking cold. I mean, if it was, let's say, summer or better weather, I would have just gone up all the way to fucking Bear Mountain, right? And I hiked a lot, which also maybe not really good for my body. You went there? Um, I mean, it's fun. Hiking is fun. That's another hobby that I actually miss, and I enjoy. Just getting to a higher ground and looking at the fucking world from like 2,000 feet above. Because I grew up in the mountains, so that's a natural thing for me. And then I do want to go on skydiving. Actually, I think that's also something that I like to do. You know, and then obviously it's like, what are you going to buy? Like one of those fucking drones from that Swedish company Jet Sensor, and then fly with fucking drones. I don't know. I mean, that's going to be a reality too. I think soon. You know, I think China is doing that, aren't they? That people have personal drones. They fly them now, like flying cars. Is that what it is? Maybe some of the Middle Eastern states they do that, but um, am I just like talking about myself? I guess this podcast is about myself, my own miseries, my own sorrows, my own joys of life. Uh, so yes, Sunday, yesterday I went to Zeppelin Hall, and it was kind of weird because I felt weird because you know there's nothing going on. Like if there's no football and there's nobody really there. An old friend of mine, I met him there. He was there. He's usually there Sunday, and there were people with dogs and. Oh, so Grammys was on yesterday. Jesus fucking Christ. That place actually, we were trying to get the fucking Grammys on. They put the Grammys on the big screen, right? But then they don't put the sound on. And me and the friend of mine, and we were trying to convince the manager there, listen, what's the point of watching Grammys, the music awards, which I never watched Grammys, but there was nothing else to do there, except there was a fucking NBA game was playing. Not even New York teams, but some other teams, right? And they were like, no, no, we can't do that because, our big manager, he finds out and then he's going to fire us. Oh, really? There's nobody here, you know? In any case, all right, so Grammys was on yesterday, right? So I was there for a bit, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go home, And then I came home, and then I just like watched a movie. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what movie I watched, but and then I watched, I think, one of those old shows. Oh, The Sun. I'm watching with Pierce Bronson after Hell on Wheels. That show was great. Actually, I liked it. The stories, of like how the transcontinental railroad was built and how everything associated with the people, the workers, the managers, going through the land and and building it. It's just all those stories are fucking great. And then I've been watching The Sun. and we were talking about the American primeval. Me and my friends yesterday, not yesterday, the day before. I think we were at Green Oak, I think, and that show I think is also has some inspiration from Hell on Wheels, because that's I think that's also about how the territory of Utah was um, um, uh, became what was uh, made part of the United States. Is that what it is? It came under the Charter of the United States of America. 18, I think something, 1885. Is that 1885 or something? One of those years, right? And that show is fucking. Oh my god! I watched one episode. I think it's on Netflix. That show is even more like fucking violent and all that, right? And there are so many like parties involved. That I mean, no spoiler alerts. It's a new show. You guys watch it, all right? American Premium. It's on fucking Netflix, all right? And uh, it's a Western show, all right? And then Silo, right? Silo, I watched it a little bit yesterday, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm not into that fucking show. Although it's a science fiction dystopian show, right? But I'm not into that fucking show. All right. Somehow, maybe it's not my type. All right. And then people talk about like Squid Games and all. What the hell is Squid Game? That Korean show? I don't know. I'm not into those. The only non-American show that I was into was, remember that Spanish show about like Money Heist. Remember that was a great show. But I'm not into like any even like I don't. Maybe I've been here for too much, so it's just hard for me. I've been here for 23 years, 24 years now, right? So it's very hard for me to like watch any other like movies from other countries like UK, maybe like English, but it just it has to have some sort of an affiliation with America, right? Because am I being too American? I don't know. I'm American, right? Although I'm dual citizen, uh, but this is my home. This is my first home, and then Islamabad. Oh, I have to start some construction up in the fucking mountains. And you know what the fucking IRS problem is? IRS has been a disaster too, honestly. So usually we ask for extension. My accountant asks for extension for my company, my personal taxes, right? And because I need the fucking taxes for my wife's visa interview, and then I'm calling IRS and I call my accountant because he had sent them like I think end of November, and then I call IRS and they're like, "Oh, they're not in the system." I'm like, "You sent us the receipt that you received them." Sorry, we don't have them. You'll have to resend them. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So then I get on the phone with my accountant. He's like, yeah, man, they're horrible sometimes. That's what they do. So I will FedEx it to them. And then today I spoke to him again. Listen, man, can you send me something just in case for my wife's interview? So he sent that to me, and that's like So they receive. Unfortunately, because we filed jointly with my wife this time, right, for 2023, and so we couldn't file the taxes online using TurboTax or any of that, right, according to my accountant. And so he had to basically send in like the hard copies, which he did, right, and then they lost them. They received them, and then they're not in the fucking system. That's how bad it is. Inefficient. So now he resent it to them like I think last week or the week before, and it's just like the inefficiency is amazing, you know. Isn't that why Trump basically, brought Elon Musk to basically hash out all these inefficiencies, incompetencies of the government? I don't fucking idea. All right. All I want is my taxes and then some tax refund so I can use that, right? To do some construction, whatever I need to do up in the mountains where I bought some land, right? And I'm hoping that that they process it and then they send me the refund this time, because it's just a fucking disaster, dude. And I'm going to tell my accountant, hey man, listen, let's file them, at least my personal taxes, let's file them without the extension for 2024, because I have the W-2 and the W-2. I have simple, it's just that we have to file jointly now, married, right? So I'm going to tell him, listen, man, I want to file them before fucking April 15th, before the deadline. I don't want any extensions, all right? I think that's what I should do. Company taxes, I understand because we had to clean up, we had to clean up the what do you call the books and all that. So that takes time. And I'm sorry, I'm without like ranting about IRS and refund and all that. So that's the reality. In any case, so what else is going on? I don't want to, because I'm tired. I like I said, I woke up early and then I couldn't go back to sleep. So I drank a little bit of like what, NyQuil. I have that CBD drink, but then I drank a few sips of that, but then that actually didn't help me. And then I took a little bit of NyQuil, and then that put me to sleep, put me back to sleep for like hour and a half. All right, everyone. What else is going on? All right, Super Bowl is coming up. I think I'm gonna go to my sister's place because my brother-in-law, he does something. Something. What does he do? What? What, sir? Well, I mean, he invites people. They do the cooking and blah blah blah, right? So I'm gonna go there and watch it. Last year, I remember I was there, and everybody was rooting for 49ers. All right. Everybody was rooting for 49ers. So it was 49ers versus Kansas Chiefs, right? And Taylor Swift was there, obviously, right? So I knew that she's a witch. Taylor Swift is a witch, she does her black magic. And then they win. Chiefs win, right? And that's exactly what happened, I think, last Sunday. Not this Sunday, the Sunday before when they beat the Bills, right? And I kind of got worked up about that because Bills are my team, right? Bills are my team, prospective team. And so in any case, I'm going to bet some money. Last year I bet money on Chiefs, and they were losing. Everybody was like laughing at me. Why did you're going to lose? And then they won at the last fucking minute, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I apologize. So that's what happened. This time, am I going to bet some money? I don't know. My wife doesn't like me betting money on FanDuel. I mean, I'll bet a little bit of money. Let's see. But it's going to be an interesting game. All right. Philadelphia Eagles versus Kansas Chiefs. American football. All right. What else is going on? I think that's my report for this podcast. But I do want to actually, once again, I do want to say thanks and sorry if sometimes I get grumpy and the steroids injections and the steroids, I already have a hyper like fucking personality, right? And so they make me just hyper and just like I can't sleep and I got to also take a lot of deep breaths, which I think regardless of where, regardless of in whether I have everything I want in my life. And like I said, I mean, nobody lives a fucking perfect life. We all have flaws. Everybody has some sort of a shortcoming. I'm not saying that people with flaws, they do show their flaws all the time, but what I'm saying is that, like, nobody lives at the most happiest life on this fucking planet. Means that you always are going to be, dissatisfied with something, and that's the fucking human nature. And then you will always be worked up about something, because we are flawed, because we are imperfect. We are not born in the image of some sort of an alien god. I don't think so. Maybe our bodies were, but then we are basically what our bodies are, and circumstances, and what we take, intake, food. If you don't have fucking glucose in your system, you're gonna be angry. Like, I get worked up after my coffee, and after 2 hours of my coffee, I have to get food in my system. Otherwise, it just makes me like, oh my god. And same thing. Who said that? One of the I think, is he a physicist or whatever the hell his name is? I don't quote me on this one, but I think he said that there's no free will. Who said that there is no free will? I think I talked about this. Yes, there's no free will. You know why? Because we do what we do because of the circumstances, and in the moment of our condition, you know. So you're gonna be grumpy and angry, worked up, you have pain, and you're getting up, you don't have any food in your system or coffee or anything, right, in the morning. That's why I don't talk to anyone. Except I'll just say hello to my wife, I'll just give her my love and everything before I even get my breakfast. I think that's what, I don't talk to anyone, because I'm already fucking, who knows what I have been seeing in my fucking dreams. I mean, dreams are dreams. I don't care about that, but it's my body, especially, this fucking sciatica, because I feel it. And if I don't have enough sleep, that's the other fucking problem. I already have anxiety issues, high metabolism, and so I need more calmness. And for that, I need. It's like my body. Like, I think it's not only for me; it's for everybody. I'm sorry. I know I just turned this podcast into some sort of a fucking rant, but these are the things I think we all have to experience in life. We all live imperfect lives. What is a perfect life, sir? Can you describe a perfect life? I don't know, like balance. You have, depending on what you want, that's your perfect life. What kind of relationship you want? Do you want to have be satisfied with your financial? Do you want to be where you want to be in terms of where you want to live, and your hobbies and your friends, and so all these things make up of our lives. And that's the perfect life, right? Our imperfect life, whatever it is. And you basically try to make your life not perfect, but some sort of a satisfied life, to a degree where you don't, in the back of your mind or in your subconsciousness, you are not suffering because of lack of something very basic. Are you getting enough good food? Are you getting enough good sex? I don't know. Are you getting? Are you having laughs with your friends? Are you okay with your drinking? Means you're not drinking too much, which is good. If you're not, because with age, even with these fucking beers are not good. All right. Yeah. Which choir you're preaching to, sir? Yeah, all these things, all these fucking things in life just um, affect your well-being, your fucking uh, you know um, your lifestyle, and then the work burnout. Because right now I have a lot of like fucking anxiety about work, because like today is Monday, right? Everybody's asking me, when can I get the drawings, when can I have like 6 fucking deadlines by the end of this week, right? So I'm not going anywhere, not going out until maybe Friday. I'll go out and then I'll crawl out of my hole, and then I'll have a beer, all right, with friends, hopefully. Then we can have some laughs, all right? And so that's, yeah, all these things. And so how do you actually like manage all of these things in your life, right? I mean, I'm not talking about what happened to something like what happened to fucking Travis Becker, right? The musician drummer. I mean, that is a whole different level of like dealing with stress in life, immediate, and then the PTSD. You know, it's fucking, as bad. My sciatica is just, or all other things that I think about, the work burnout and all these things, right? Uh, these are just part of life. You have to do them. But then who said that? People, some people like me, although with age, this thing diminishes, and it's actually good for your health, good for my health, and I think for it is a natural thing that we don't realize, because what we think all the time is that, oh, I always wanted to do this. I'm thinking that I could do that after this, right? That fucking this period, it doesn't never comes in your life, and then you have dissatisfaction, you have that regret in your life that you carry all the fucking time. At that point, you have to say, okay, so what is it that I wanted to do? Did I want to be a fucking millionaire? Okay, I can try, but if I couldn't be, then I just have to just be grateful for what I have, and then go to the next one, right? What are the other fucking shortcomings in your life, right? The basic ones I understand, that like if I didn't have my relationship with my wife, that would have been like the secondary thing besides my own fucking health and and job, right? These are the three things, right? And then what makes you happier? Okay, so the point I was trying to make was that, how people, like, they have these ideas. Especially, I understand that when you're young you have all these ideas that, oh, I want to do this, I want to, oh, what I oh shit, I wanted to conquer fucking Mount Everest or K2, right, or whatever, right? And then you couldn't do it, and then just that regret. At some point in time, in your life, you say, listen, let's just let it go. And then same thing with like all these ambitions, right, about work. Oh, I want to do this, I want to, just like whatever, no. The less problems in your life, the less complicated your life is, the better you're going to feel. All right? If you keep your life simple, and I know I said that, and then I make it complicated just by whatever, right? I'll stay out too long, or sometimes then I'll just I think about all these fucking regrets, and and sometimes I feel like I can move on because I had those fucking regrets. I wanted to be this, I wanted to be a musician, I wanted to whatever, make $1 million, and I whatever the fuck, right? Financial satisfaction, whatever. And all those things, even now, I mean, I still work on the drawing board, on the computer, and which is fine. And it's not like that's my bread and butter. I have to do that, even though I have 2 full-time engineers work for me. But the whole concept is, I think I said that, and I'm also learning all these things late in my game. That the less complications in your life, you're going to be happier. All right, that's what it is. And then obviously, if you're not happy yourself within, charity starts at home, sir. If you're not happy yourself, then how are you going to do anything for anybody? I mean, I'm not doing anything for anybody because I'm always like, I don't want to say unhappy, but I have this dissatisfaction in my life. I'm pretty sure many of you feel that way, right? And then I feel like sometimes this fucking life has beaten me up, in many ways, right? Which is true to an extent, but you have to change the course, like for like this weather is just like, I feel, I know these are first world problems, but I'm just saying that, if you have to live a life with some degree of happiness, then you should just try to achieve those things. If you can't for whatever reason, then you have to live with them, unfortunately. All right. um I'm just preaching this to my own self. All right. Am I actually adopting all this? I'm just, at least I'm just thinking about these things, because I don't want to like say to myself at this time, hey, listen, I'm gonna hit the fucking jackpot, all right, of whatever, financing, and yeah, I think I should have gone into financing, maybe got an MBA degree at some point in time after my engineering degrees, right? That would have given me like a different line of, well, just in case if I wanted to switch careers. But whatever. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I had to let go of these fucking thoughts of regret. All right. You know, oh, I wish, could have, would have, should have. All these fucking things have no fucking meaning or value at this point in your life. Unless you can do something right now, let's say you have some other skills and then you work hard on them, and then you have to also like enjoy something that you like to do. Even if it's your career, you have to like something. Unless somebody's forcing you to do it because you have to pay the fucking bills, and then you are miserable, right? uh, no, you have to, I mean, you have chosen your path of career, all right? So you have to like it. But if you really hate it at this point in life, or for whatever reason, then I would say, regardless of how old you are, where you are, you should switch, because you can always get another fucking degree, whatever, right? Or do something. All right, all right, everyone. So it's 47 minutes, and it's already past 11 o'clock at night, and I want to, I want to watch something, and then pass the f out, and I presume you all are having a great week. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Did I miss anything? Did I miss the whole fucking show that everybody partied? Did I miss any party? No, you didn't miss anything, sir. It's the same. The world is the same, regardless of what you think, or whether you want to be the force of change for good or whatever. And then forget being force of change for good. Just try to be good in your own life. Don't be too angry. Don't get worked up. Take a lot of deep breaths. All right, so that's what it is. And just focus on whatever the fuck, just people want to do in their lives. They should be able to do them without hurting, or being disrespectful or bad to other people. And I know I'm learning all these things. And again, I apologize if I said anything to anybody on text message. I have no fucking idea. I hope not. Just again, I'm sorry. The whole thing with my wife's case has just thrown us both off guard because of because of just not being together. It's just it's just not easy to be in our age and not be together, and I love her, And all right, I don't want to. I don't want to like fucking think about that again. I just leave it up to the universe, sir. It will make it happen for you. I think that's what it is. You just do whatever you need to do. And the universe will do you for good. You know. The other thing I wanted to say was, sometimes how we feel like the fucking, like I said, how I feel like I feel like life has beaten me up. All I was trying to do was to live a normal life or whatever. But then, being in a metropolis like New York and the whole, like, especially in my 30s, because I came here when I was already 28, so I started late, and then I'm not saying that I uh, had the greatest life or I had the shittiest life. It's naturally it happens, and then you learn through life experiences. That's what it is. I mean, am I saying that stating the fucking obvious? Maybe I am. All right. So in any case, I I will do another podcast before I head out of the country, and then I'll do another one from Islamabad or wherever I will be. All right. So again, I presume you all are having a great start of the week, and I'll see you all next week.